Good evening. I'm Dr. Prasad Narayanan, representing Sidecare Cancer Hospital in Bangalore. At the outset, I would thank the organizers for this opportunity to present our data on triple negative breast cancers. So, this is a retrospective data collection over the last 4 years. Total patients 94 we had of triple negative breast cancers who were of non metastatic disease. We didn't have any male breast cancers and any male breast cancers in this group. The median age was 56 with a range from 28 to 72. And family history was positive in almost one third of the patients. Genetic testing was done in about a quarter of the patient. This also started in the later part. In the earlier stage, earlier part, we have not started doing a lot of genetic testing because the availability also was an issue. So we did not have any pregnancy associated cancers as well in this group. As expected in triple negative, the majority of the patients had a grade 3 disease, that is around 68 percentage, followed by grade 2 and 3 in 32 and 10 percentage. We had a mixed bag of tumors. Our T4 lesions were around 20 percentage, T3 23 percentage, and more patients were in T2 and T1 also we had almost 32 percentage. This might be because of the screening program, the women's screening program, which detects some early cancers by doing a mammogram. So likewise, the stage distribution, 49 percentage were in stage 3 and around 50% were in stage 2 and stage 1. Stage 1, hardly any patients, actually, 2 patients in these years. So because of this distribution, I think we had neoadjuvant chemotherapy only in a one third of the patients, and majority of the patients underwent the primary surgery being triple negative. Some of these patients have undergone surgery elsewhere and came to our hospital for further treatment also. So the neoadjuvant chemotherapy deals is pretty standard in our practice. We give AC and paclitaxel weekly, dose dense AC if possible, otherwise once in 3 weeks AC, followed by weekly paclitaxel to all the patients with the triple negative breast cancer if we are giving neoadjuvant therapy. So that is reflecting in this analysis as well. Some patients who are like elderly may not be able to take anthracycline based treatments, have received only paclitaxel as neoadjuvant therapy also. Numbers are less. And grade 3 or 4 hematological toxicity, this is retrospective analysis. I'm sure that it will be more than this, but mostly grade 3 4 will come back to us for admission. So possibly we had 3 patients there, but we had quite good number of patients with the non-hematotoxicities, and that majority was neuropathy. Almost 30% of the patients had this toxicity, and that is expected with weekly paclitaxel. And our patients being many patients being diabetic, it's an issue which we are facing with weekly paclitaxel. Imaging we don't do as a routine to assess response to neoadjuvant therapy, but 8 patients have undergone a PET CT, maybe because of some doubtful nodes in the mediastinum, whether to consider that as metastasis and all that. So there were 8 patients who underwent an imaging. PAT-CR rate, 12 patients, that is 37 percentage, and all those patients had AC and paclitaxel. Margin positive, none. LVI positive, 12 patients. Extracapsular spreading, 6 patients. Type of surgery, breast conservation in a majority, 74 percentage. And as I told, adjuvant chemotherapy group was more than the neoadjuvant group. AC and paclitaxel, again, the most commonly used adjuvant chemotherapy. We also gave about 32% of our patients 6 cycles of TC. And these are the patients who have an early disease, like a node negative disease, T1 to T2 disease with low risk of relapse, where we are giving, trying to avoid anthracycline. And paclitaxel alone was also given in 13% of the patients. Progressive disease, we have recorded in 24 patients. 12 of them, that is half of them, had CNS metastasis, and other visceral mets were seen in 42% of them. Only 2 patients relapsed in the as a bone only metastasis. Whole brain radiotherapy was given to all the patients with CNS mets. First line chemotherapy was started as when metastasis occurred in all these patients. It was like maybe most of the patients got gemcitabine and cisplatin, and some of them got oral capecitabine as first line. Second line also for majority of the patients. Second line depends upon what was the first line therapy. But other than capecitabine and gemcitabine cisplatin, we had patients who get eribulin, docetaxel, liposomal doxorubicin. So 20 of the patients have died due to the disease. 8 patients have died due to other causes. And as this is early analysis, actually, there are 4 patients who are on treatment for metastatic disease, and 65 of the patients are alive at present without disease. But for them, for a group of patients, this is just a follow-up of 1 or 2 years. So they still can get the disease back. So that's the data. Would be thankful to for this opportunity, and also interested in seeing the other data as well. Thank you.